Okay guys, this is SPC Morton with my WR100. You guys might think it's broken, despite it being open. But if you guys look at this, I'm trying to refurbish the radio and install a new antenna on it. And you see this green wire right here, that's the antenna input. So first of all, I want to show you that it works. Hold on, let me plug it in. As I gotta put my hand in the front of it to prevent electrocution, first of all. And then here it is. It's taken a longer amount of time to do the lamp test. So now let's go to the menu. And even without anything plugged into the green wire, listen.
From sunny to mostly sunny.
It still gets a signal. That is crazy. Look at that. There's not one thing plugged into that green wire. Oh, sometimes it does that since the power supply is a little loose here. So now these cords here go to the battery, which only the black one, or the positive, is in there. Here's the battery thingy, but it's actually hooked up to the case. I was trying to open that earlier, but apparently this thing was stuck in it. I actually used a screwdriver to take it out. This thing gets a better signal with the thing, so now you guys can see the speaker there. If your speaker ever blows and you want to fix your WR100, you just should buy a new one, or just find this specific speaker model, or call Midland up and see if they have one, and then just you can replace it, but it's probably going to require a little bit of work. So now here's the actual board, which I imagine eventually I could build it up one time, but obviously I can't distribute it because this is official property of Midland, of course. And of course, as I said earlier, that's the battery thing, so I can't use batteries anymore unless I somehow reinstall the thing. Oh, well, that was about half a second longer, that lamp test. But everything still works. No, hold on, I gotta unplug this real quick. So now that it's unplugged, let's wait 10 seconds before touching it. So that this cord right here does nothing. It has no output. That's the output. This is just input to power, so that this thing can power this thing when it's not getting AC, or AKA during a power outage, as Midland says, of course. So now, you guys can, I don't know if you guys can see the ANT label on the board, but yeah, that's what the green wire is. It's warm, but it's not getting power, so that's why I unplug the radio while I do this. And then let's take a look at this here. Here's the serial number and everything. This hole here is where the antenna goes. So now let's put the antenna through it first. I did it a much more complicated way earlier. Now this antenna was originally from my 12-991, which is now dead, but I'm still trying to open it and see what the problem is, but apparently I unscrewed it and it's still not opening. And let's go green wire. Let's turn this around first. And let's go this way. Surprisingly, I dropped this with the case off, and it still works perfectly. No damage or anything. Now, let's, like, quote-unquote, fasten it back on. So I reinstalled the back cover, but it's not fastened on properly. So now let's power it up and see what signal differences we have. As you guys can see, it still works.
Statement. Information is not anticipated for the cloudy.
Yeah, the reason I'm refurbishing this is so I can get a new weather radio collection, so I could probably give this away and see if it gets a good signal, even when this thing didn't, a lot better than it didn't when it never had the antenna. So that's pretty interesting. This thing had nothing plugged into the green wire, and it's still gotten WXJ71, and that is pretty interesting. Now let's do a signal test real quick.
On the northern edge of the heat dome and bring periodic
I got in
rainfall
Springfield
to the
on this
Midwest
earlier.
and lower Great Lakes. High temperatures today will range from the upper 80s in northern Illinois.
See if we're getting the same type of signal.
Lows tonight will range from the mid-60s in northern Indiana to the
Hold on. Things might be a little different on here if this thing has a more powerful antenna.
Stage was 15.6 feet at 7 a.m. Tuesday. The 6 a.m. forecast for Los Angeles is 15.9 feet on Thursday and 14.7 feet on Friday. At Henry,
I'm just glad this thing still works after that fall.
stage was 16.
Hopefully it still gets the test tomorrow. Let's check out the same set. Well, it still knows our same numbers, so no damage there. So that means it should activate for the test. You know, something weird that happened earlier on channel is that maybe I was hitting this button too fast, but on channel 4, it skipped channel 3 and went to channel 2. But it went back to channel 3, so I don't think there's any damage to the unit or anything. I'll do a test DX on this tonight, but it has to be plugged in again. This is my official DX radio for the year. Dan.
From Wednesday afternoon through Saturday evening. Rest of today, mostly sunny.
Well, there that goes. Hopefully there's not going to be anything wrong with the unit. Apparently I don't really get many area stations without an antenna on it, and this is the best I got for now, and I'm thinking of getting that one part back on it, which, yeah, that's just the way it is, folks. I'm going to get some new radios at the end of the year, so there it goes, and that'll be it.